Hi everyone, today we will discuss the silent mistake worsening your baby's colic. Imagine you've tried it all. You've rocked, you've bounced, you've shushed until your own head is spinning. You've paced the living room floor at 3 a.m. with a screaming baby, desperately cycling through every soothing trick in the book. But the crying just won't stop. It's exhausting, heartbreaking, and it makes you feel completely helpless. But what if the key to a quieter, calmer baby isn't about doing more? What if it's about doing less? In your loving desperation to help, you might be making a silent mistake that's not just failing to soothe your baby, but is actually fueling the crying. Let me be clear, you are not doing anything wrong. You're acting from a place of deep love. But today, we're going to uncover how overstimulation could be the hidden culprit behind your baby's colic. We'll explore why your best efforts might be backfiring and, most importantly, I'm going to give you a clear, step-by-step game plan to create the truly soothing environment your baby is craving. Let's paint a picture. It's 7 p.m., the dreaded witching hour. The crying starts, low at first, then builds into that frantic, inconsolable wail that parents of colicky babies know all too well. Your heart rate spikes. You leap into action. First, you try rocking, fast and rhythmic. Nothing. So you switch to vigorous pats on the back while shushing loudly. Still screaming, you quickly lay them down to try bicycle legs for gas. Then you scoop them up, pop them in a carrier, and start pacing the house, maybe with the vacuum cleaner roaring for white noise. In just 10 minutes, your baby has been put through a whirlwind of motion, sound, and position changes. It feels like you're doing everything humanly possible. But here is the counterintuitive truth. This frantic dance of soothing techniques, this desperate search for the off switch, is often the very thing jamming the on switch. For a baby whose nervous system is still under construction, this isn't soothing. It's a sensory assault. While digestive issues can sometimes play a role, many experts now believe that what we call colic is often a powerful expression of sensory overload. Your baby isn't just crying because of a tummy ache. They're crying because their world is too loud, too bright, and too chaotic for their developing brain to handle. By late afternoon, their brain hits a wall where it simply cannot process one more thing. The bouncing, the patting, the constant changes, it all just adds more fuel to the fire. To really get this, try a little thought experiment. Imagine you're exhausted and trying to sleep, but someone is flipping the lights on and off, music is blaring, and every few minutes, your bed gets picked up and jostled into a different room. Would you be able to relax? Of course not. You'd get more and more agitated and overwhelmed. This is a glimpse into the world of an overstimulated baby. For the first 3 to 4 months, an infant's nervous system is incredibly raw. It helps to think of this period using a concept many parenting experts call the 4th trimester, which suggests babies are born before they can fully handle the world outside the womb. In the womb, sensory input was constant and muffled. The steady whoosh of blood flow, the gentle rocking of your movements, the darkness. Suddenly, they're in a world of sharp noises, bright lights, and a constant barrage of new sensations. Their brains haven't yet developed the ability to filter all this information or to self-soothe when it becomes too much. The early signs of this stress can be, these are little warning flares that they're reaching their limit. When we miss these cues and keep adding more stimulation, even with the best intentions, their system overloads. The only tool they have to release that overwhelming tension is to cry. And they cry with an intensity that feels like pain, because for their overloaded nervous system, it truly is a painful level of distress. So, how do we fix this? We shift our mindset. We stop being an active soother, trying to fix the crying, and we become a calm protector, shielding our baby from the very things causing the distress. This is your new game plan. A toolbox of 5 simple steps grounded in the principle of less is more. Step 1. The foundational reset. Create a sensory oasis before you try any soothing technique. Your first job is to control the environment. Think of it as creating a sensory oasis. This just means systematically turning down the stimulation. Dim the lights, turn off the TV, put away the phones, and silence any loud noises. Your goal is a calm, quiet space that mimics the womb's tranquility. This doesn't mean living in a silent cave, but during those fussy periods, actively reducing sensory input gives your baby's nervous system a chance to reset. This single change can be transformative because it removes the environmental fuel that often ignites a colicky meltdown. Step 2. The one-at-a-time rule. This might be the most critical change you make. Once you're in your sensory oasis, choose one soothing technique and commit to it. Whether it's swaddling, gentle rocking, or a deep, rhythmic shhh, you have to give it time to work. Switching from rocking to bouncing to swinging every 2 minutes is the very definition of overstimulation. Instead, pick one method and stick with it for at least 5 to 10 minutes. If you choose swaddling, make it snug and secure. If you choose white noise, make it a low, continuous rumble, loud enough to be heard over the crying. If you choose motion, make it a slow, rhythmic sway, not a frantic jiggle. The key is consistency. By providing one predictable, calming input, you allow their nervous system to latch onto it and begin to settle down, rather than constantly trying to adjust to new chaos. Step 3. Mastering mindful feeding. Feeding is a huge sensory event for a baby, and it can often be a point of stress. A frantic baby can gulp down a lot of air while eating, which leads to gas and discomfort, which then, you guessed it, worsens the crying. It's a vicious cycle. First, slow it down. Try to feed your baby before they're screaming with hunger by watching for early hunger cues. During the feed, keep the baby in a more upright position to reduce air swallowing. Make sure to burp them not just after the feed, but during it, especially if you notice them getting squirmy. This isn't just about preventing gas. It's about turning feeding time from a frantic event into another calm, rhythmic, and predictable part of their day. Step 4. Decoding your baby's language. Long before the first tear falls, your baby is telling you what they need. Becoming a baby detective and learning to spot their early stress signals is a game changer. These are often called disengagement cues, and they're your baby's way of saying, "I've had enough." Look for them turning their head away, yawning when they aren't tired, hiccuping, or frowning. You might see them splay their fingers wide or get a frantic, wild look in their eyes. When you see these signals, that's your cue to pause. Stop what you're doing, reduce the stimulation immediately, and give them a break. Take them to your sensory oasis. By responding to these early whispers of distress, you can often prevent them from escalating into a full-blown, inconsolable screaming episode. You're learning to read their unique language. Step 5. The parent's calm is the baby's calm. This final step is all about you. Your baby is a tiny sponge for your emotions. When you are stressed, anxious, and frustrated, your body tenses and your heart rate increases. Your baby picks up on all of this, and it can directly contribute to their own stress. The mental toll of caring for a colicky baby is immense and can be a risk factor for postpartum depression. Because of this, managing your own calm isn't a luxury. It's a core part of the solution. If you feel your frustration building, it is 100% okay to put your baby down in a safe place like their crib and walk away for a few minutes. Take deep breaths. Tag team with your partner. Your calm is the most powerful soothing tool you own. When you hold your baby with a relaxed body and a steady heartbeat, you are literally lending them your calm. You are co-regulating with them and showing their nervous system what peace feels like. I know how deeply you want to comfort your child. That love is exactly what will get you through this. The journey with a colicky baby is one of the toughest challenges in parenting, but I want to leave you with this thought. You are not failing. Colic is a temporary phase that nearly always gets better by 3 to 4 months of age. So, if there's one thing you take away from this, it's to shift your approach from being an active, frantic soother to a calm, observant protector. The solution isn't always in adding more, but in mindfully taking away. It's about creating predictable peace in a world that feels loud and overwhelming to a tiny new person. You have the power to change the dynamic. Try this less is more approach for a few days. I would love for you to come back and share your experience in the comments. What one change made the biggest difference for you? Your story could be a lifeline for another parent who is in the thick of it right now. And if you found this helpful and want more evidence-based, compassionate advice for these early months, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Be sure to check out my next video on gentle nap routines. Another cornerstone for a calm and happy baby. Remember, you are your baby's safe space. You've got this.